Welcome back to Who Unlicensed. Thank y'all for tapping in. We will be going live tonight at 9 o'clock. I will be looking for you guys there. I can call all y'all by name. DJ, Michelle, Can't Get Right, Gunja, Nicole. I will be looking. Congratulations to my new young gunner DJ. He just became a moderator. He been consistent and he stayed down. So my boy done got his license. I want to say I apologize to one of my subscribers and one of my best friends, Sean. DJ sniped him, but you know, it wasn't on purpose. You know how it is when you get he ambitious. He ambitious. And you know how it is when you give the pipe to one of the young ambitious, you know what I mean? They might shoot anybody. They friendly fire. Friendly fire. So we apologize about that. It wasn't personal, and we look to see you back on the show, my brother. So I had to come on to y'all this morning, man. It'd be different. I'm gonna be honest. It'd be kind of different when I actually feel like coming to, deal with y'all ugly ass instead of having to do it. YouTube want you to they kind of push you to, you know what I mean, to load up on the content. But when you just want to do it, it's a whole lot different, man. That's a different feeling. And I just felt like kicking it with y'all today. So today we gonna talk about when the TC said, "Hey, shut the fuck up." We're gonna talk about when the TC sent me back to prison. All right. So I'm doing my time. I get to about like the 8.5 year mark. I already know that it's coming, but I don't know. I'm in prison and I'm thinking, I know that I gotta go to a transitional center, but the time has been going on so long, I'm thinking that either not that they done forgot, but sometimes they just don't have beds for you and your time will run out. Sometimes that'll happen. Like you're supposed to go to the transitional center, but if I'm not mistaken, it may only be about 4 or 5 in the state of Georgia. We got one in Forest Park, one in Atlanta. Then you got some in the little country states, country towns, like maybe like in Macon or something like that. But it's not that many. So I'm in prison waiting to go to the TC, and I'm not knowing if my time just gonna run out or they gonna send me to one. But I'm just waiting, right? I get the call. They call me one day, tell me to pack it up, and I know where I'm going. I'm gonna be honest, man. This is a feeling like when they call you to pack it up and you know you're going to TC, the transitional center, it almost feels like going home. I mean, you feel like you've made it out. You packing your stuff, you giving stuff away that you feel like you won't need no more, because when everybody find out that you going to the TC, they go to telling you the stories like, yeah, bro, nah, you don't need that. You gonna get to go out and get you a job. You gonna work every day, and like everything they telling me is exciting, because again, I've never had a job. I came in at 14. I've never had a real job. And basically this chain gang stuff is all I know. So, I'm excited about it, right? When you go to the TC with like as minimal as you can as possible, right? Person be down in TC with bringing a whole bag of commissary, they just really be institutionalized or whatever. That's another story. So go down to the TC. I remember when I got off the bus. When I got off the bus, the first thing that I noticed is the building that we go to, because like I've been in prison for a decade. So every building that I've been to has had at least 3 barbed wire gates around it. When we pull up to this building, we in handcuffs. We in shackles. Like we in shackles from the transferring process. But hey, y'all, chill out. We still in shackles from the transferring process. But when we get off the van, the officer is right there taking us out of shackles. When he take you out the shackles, like I said, we in the parking lot and we prisoners, but there's no gates surrounding. So soon as you get off the van, you like this. I've been in prison for a decade. I'm like this. feel like another planet. I can't believe that I'm standing in the parking lot, just without like I can run. There's cars over here. It's people walking and talking. You can see it. Um, and this was such a feeling of it. I don't know if euphoria is the right word or whatever. I'm trying to be intelligent today, but maybe it was a feeling of euphoria because my puppies keep yipping and yapping. Because I've had Sergeant Childs used to take me to Sergeant Childs would come and get me on Saturday and Sunday morning. I ain't gonna lie, I think she used to just like hanging around me or spending time with me. Because out of everybody, she would just come and get me and make me go with her outside and pick up trash in the parking lot. And I ain't gonna lie. So once, like I was around at 7 or 8 years, she come to get me to do this. Anytime you leave your dorm, you're supposed to be fully dressed, but she would allow me to go out in like a t-shirt. She used to give me all kind of little privileges, right? I ain't gonna go there. So she used to give me all kind of little privileges, right? So I'm out in a t-shirt, picking up paper out the parking lot. But the parking lot is still inside of the perimeter gates. So one time she see like some paper on the outside of the perimeter gates. She this the sergeant. She hey, open up outside gate. She opened up the gate, then she like, come on. So she walked me outside of the perimeter gates. And I'm looking around. You don't want to look too much because you're scared of officer. But I'm like this right here, like, and she like, go get that piece of paper right there. And this is the most freedom I done had in, more than a decade. So I go get the paper and I come back. But the whole time I'm thinking, man, I could run, I could be free right now. But I done already did 7, 8 years. It don't make no sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when I'm standing in the parking lot of the transitional center, I'm like this because, like I said, I'm thinking about being, in inside the gates and being outside like that. Just being in that parking lot, it would seem like you so close to freedom, but you still so far from it. You know what I mean? It'll play with your mind for real. So now I'm in this parking lot and I'm like, I can't believe it. Ain't no gates. And the officer talking while he taking the cuffs off. He like, listen, if you run, we ain't gonna chase you. When they catch you, they gonna get your ass charged. We just gonna fill your bed with somebody else. He taking handcuffs off and he telling you, stand over there. He throwing the handcuffs like in a little box over here. Take your handcuffs off. Yeah, yeah. And while he's talking, do this, do that. But like I said, I remember the one thing that he said, if you run, I'm too old. We ain't gonna chase you. But when we catch you, you're getting another charge. Take everybody out of handcuffs. Like another officer pick up the box of shackles. He tell all us, y'all come on. So we pick up our stuff and we fall in line. We following him again. Like it don't, if you haven't escaped thoughts at this time, you crazy. But the normal person would say, well, who would try to escape in this situation? But we just had somebody on the Atlanta News escape from the transitional center, extra charge. Not only that, but I had a homeboy named Touche. I can't remember Touche real name. He had a life sentence, end up in the Atlanta Transitional Center after 20, 30 years. He ran from the Transitional Center. So understand the Transitional Center is a prison. It's a minimum security prison. The stories I be telling y'all about Alto, that's maximum security prison. Reedsville, maximum security prison. Hayes, Smith, Telfair, maximum security prison. These are dangerous places. When I went to Rivers, my security had changed, had come down from close security, which is like bad and violent, and come down to medium security, which is like okay, meaning I could go out into the world and maybe get a job, like cut grass or pick up something. It's medium security. You're not that much of a problem no more. Still prison. When you get transferred to transitional center, now you in minimum security prison, but it's still a prison. Everybody in the transitional center got on a uniform with a badge. They tell you what to do. The doors locked. They got handcuffs. You understand? But there's no perimeter gate. You see what I'm saying? And if they have a problem, they just call the police. But any problem, if you get in trouble, you go straight from that facility to a prison. You skip jail, you skip court, you skip all that because you're still in prison. You might go to Jackson for diagnostic, but from there you're going back to a prison. Man, I go in we get inside the we get inside I go inside the transitional center. All of us got on white jumpsuits, and when you go in the transitional center, the first thing you notice is everybody got on their own clothes, and they look at you like, they look at y'all like the new boys. Everybody got on white jumpsuits. The guys in white jumpsuits, their first job or chores are to keep the facility clean, because most of the guys who got on, they've been there for a while, they already got good jobs established. They wake up and leave. They wake up and leave and be at work all day. So, because everybody works. So the guys that work on the outside, they working on the outside. The new guys that coming in, you doing a detail. You got a OMS sheet just like you would in prison. You might be an oily, so you walking around dusting, dust mopping, spray bottles, you cleaning, for the first part of the day. We got inspection and everything. So transitional center going pretty good. Over time, you get to seeing what's going on. You get your free world clothes and all this and all that. You also notice that downstairs by the booth is a sale. This is the only sale in the building. The rest of the rooms are actually set up like rooms, even though they got a lock on the door like a prison lock. They set up like dormitory rooms, so you don't feel like you're in prison. Excuse me. But downstairs, there's one single room that's like a cell from prison, and when you end up in that cell, there's no question about it. You on your way to be transferred back to the Department of Corrections. So every now and then you might come in from work and you'll see somebody somebody who he might have been wearing regular clothes every day. If you come in and he back in that white jumpsuit and he in that single cell, he on the way back to, what I mean, skip go. You can skip go. You straight to jail. You feel me? But you going straight to prison. Probably going to Jackson where they can figure out where they put you at. So every now and then you come in, you see somebody in that cell, it's almost like damn near like a funeral. You be talking about them like it's a funeral. Like, dang man, bro only had got doggone 10 days left. You know what I mean? Bro only had 2 months left, man. It really be sad because sometimes you'll see a guy who got a life sentence and then he back in there. That means you done messed up your parole. So it's like, dang, man, bro got a life sentence. Now he got to go back to prison and he got to make parole again. So so we in there, and over time I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I end up getting my clothes. Sidebar real quick, you know what I mean? This was I just really didn't know where else I could fit this part of a story, right? So sidebar real quick, right? After I've been there a couple of weeks, the new guys come in after me. So I see white jumpsuits cleaning up the building, and which is normal. I ain't cleaning up the building no more. I don't have a detail yet. I see this dude in this white uniform. He talking to another guy in a white uniform. They like facing each other, but he leaning against the wall. He talking to the white dude, but he looking at me. Now we end up catching eye contact, and I'm at this point I'm very confrontational. So because I'm fresh out of prison. So when we catch eye contact, I do my thing, and he turned his head. A little bit while later on in the day, I'm doing the same thing. I'm coming down the hallway, and I catch eye contact with the dude. When I catch eye contact, first thought in my head is, why this mom keep looking at me? And he crack a smile, like a little cricket kind of smile. So now I'm wondering, but I done also said, if I catch this dude looking at me one more time, it going down. And it's bad because you don't want to think like that in the transitional center, but you still in prison. I done said to myself, I can't the dude smiling at me one more time. I don't know what's going on, but it going down. I think it might have been the next day. I'm coming down the hallway. I see him looking at me. I go straight to him. I'm walking straight up to him. When I walk up to him, like, bro, what going on? Now, I'm bigger than he is, so I'm like, I guess I wouldn't say I was the aggressor, but you know what I mean. Like, I guess I feel like I can control the situation. So I walk up, I'm like, bro, what going on? He like, what you mean? He looking at me, but he talking like he just talking. He like, what you mean? I'm like, every time you see me, bro, you get the smile and then you keep staring at me, bro. What going on? Let me take out. So man say, he like, I can't believe you. I'm like, what you talking about? You can't believe me. He like, man, I've been in here 2 days, and you gonna act like you don't know me. So I'm like, I step back because I just did a decade. I'm trying to figure out where I know this dude from, but he don't look familiar at all. I'm talking about at all. I'm like, bro, I'm like, where I know you from? He like, you serious? And at this point, I'm getting irritated. I'm like, come on, bro, don't play game, bro. Where I know you from? Where you was at? He said, man, I'm whoever, whatever he mentioned the name. I'm whoever. I'm like, don't ring no bell, bro. Where I know you from? He said, man, I stay on Scott Street down from your grandma. Down from your mama. You used to date my sister. And I'm thinking about it. And Scott Street is where my grandmother lived. That's where I was raised at. So I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, bro, you talking about my daddy? And he say, you ain't Red? I'm like, no, man, I'm like, Johnny Red? He said, yeah. I said, no, that's my daddy. So he stepped back, he put his hand over his mouth, he like, oh my God. I'm like, what? He like, I can't believe it. I'm like, bro, what you mean? He said, man, listen. He said, bro, I've been watching you for 2 days. He said, you walk like your daddy, you talk like your daddy, you laugh like your daddy, you eat like your daddy. He like, every time I'm wondering why. He like, bro, we best friends. He like, well, me and your daddy best friends. So I'm sitting here wondering why, because we didn't spend so much time together. He like, I'm thinking because my sister bust your head or your daddy head. So I'm thinking, why you don't remember me? But he said, man, listen. He like, you just don't know how much you look and act like your daddy. I'm like, yeah, I kind of get that all the time. And the crazy part about that is, even from young to adult, I never spent a lot of time around him to pick up his mannerisms on the way that he act or walk or talk or any of that, right? But the dude was truly confused, and he said he couldn't believe it. So that was just a sidebar. I gave y'all that. So anyway, over time, I ended up getting a job at Wendy's on Terra Boulevard. Now, when I go to Wendy's on Terra Boulevard, the GM is a light-skinned lady named Barbara. I'm thinking me and Barbara hit it off cool. She light-skinned, short hair, like she looked like like she might like women type, but she had green eyes. So as soon as she see me, we connect. She like, oh hey, she started calling me her little brother. She called me John. She started calling me her little brother. So I'm thinking that we okay, and some people like that. That'll always happen until something happens and they'll just show you, like, you be like, oh man, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I can't remember what it was, but I remember like the first time she showed me with like a thread or something. It was like something simple. And she was like, don't make me call Joanne. Joanne was the was the like job coordinator for the transitional center, meaning she will help you get your job if depending on your skills and what you done before, which I ain't never done. Then is why I ended up at Wendy's. She would like she got contracts and connects with places. She got a place over here. You need some workers on the pallet jack or forklift or whatever. She can call. You need somebody flipping burgers. She was best friends with C was her name? With Miss Barbara. She was best friend with Miss Barbara. So she, you know what I mean? She could call like you need some workers over there, and they would split the check. Like they would get a percentage of making us work or finding us the job, and they would split that. So I ended up at Wendy's, man, and it was going pretty good. I would think I was telling the story one time. She ended up showing me my first check. It was like maybe a little bit more than $300, and I was excited because it was the first time something had my name on it, and I know how I had earned it or whatever. Me and Barbara go to having problems because my attitude at this point in life is I'm in the transitional center and I've either done 9 years or I'm almost at 9 years. So I feel like my sentence was 10 years, and I know that no matter what happened, I can't go past the 10-year mark, right? So I'm at this time, I done so much time in, I really don't I care, but I just feel like I'm gonna do things my way. And this may sound crazy, but this is just how I feel. I know that I feel like I wasn't given a break. I got a 10-year sentence, and if I was gonna have a break, all right, let me out at 5 years. That's a break, and I'll follow the rules. But if I got 10 years and you make me do most of it and then claim you giving me a break, it just looked like another trap to me. So this really ain't no break. So I'm really determined to do things my way at this point in time. I'm gonna go by the rules, but I'm just not. I ain't gonna let nobody handle me. Nobody in or out the system. So it gets to the point where Miss Barbara, it feels like she abused her power because she would say things like, don't make me call Joanne, I call her, and that means if she call and give a bad report to me, they could just, like I said, they'll threaten you with the white cell and send you back to prison. Which means I used to get all the little dirty, nasty jobs on the I used to get all the little dirty, nasty jobs that nobody else wanted to do, cleaning the grease trap and scrubbing the floors, scrubbing the drive through, all this stuff, right? I used to do it grunting and groaning under my breath. Then at the transitional center, you got rules. Like when you at the transitional center, there's only, well, back when I was there were only two modes of transportation. Either the transitional center van would come and get you, or because they would give you a MARTA card. You could get on the bus, the city bus. That's it. You were not allowed to get into a personal vehicle with nobody. You know what I mean? So if you make a play or plan to have somebody pick you up or do something or whatever, like you might got to make a whole plan. You might have to. The bus used to come right outside of Wendy's, so Barbara would watch us, or at least watch me when I get off work. She would watch me get on the bus. So if I want to get in somebody's car, I need to get on the bus, go down a couple of stops, get off the bus, get in their car, and then once I get where I'm going, I got to get out their car and walk a couple of blocks to the transitional center because if anything in that area see you getting out of a car, you're going back to prison. So so we had all kind of little rules, right, that we could that on stuff that we could and could not do. And she'd always threaten me, don't make me call Joanne, don't make me call Joanne. I was getting tired of it. I had already broke one of the rules, right? One of my homeboys came and got me, and she came and told me. She was like, I saw you got in that expedition. At that point, I was feeling like, man, I don't care. She was already handling me, right? Or trying to. She was like, all right, keep on now, keep on. I'm going to call Joanne. And again, you threatening me, and I want to show at this time, I knew that I only had about 30 days before I actually made parole. And another young dude had came to the transitional center and got a job at Wendy's. His name was Duck, but he was from the country. So at the time when I was up there at Wendy's, she was doing Duck the same way she was doing me, but I had to kind of start bucking a little bit. So I'm telling Duck, like, bro, she used to make the little threat, like, I'm gonna call Joanne on y'all, I'm gonna call Joanne. I'd be like, bro, listen. I used to tell bro, like, listen, bro, man, if you got a parole date, bro, you still gonna make parole because what happens is I saw somebody from the one of my partners from the transitional center had got into it at their job. They had got into some kind of it wasn't a scuffle, but some kind of disagreement. Like something came up missing or some kind of misunderstanding. And what happens is they said, all right, look, that's the end of the job. He only had about 30, 45 days left before he made parole. So they didn't send him back to prison. They let him stay at the transitional center. They ain't even give him no more job. When he made parole, they let him go on and go, right? So this is in my mind. I'm like, if it's that close to your parole date, they might not even send you back to prison. And this is the theory that I'm using when I'm making these dumb decisions. And I'm telling Duck, like, bro, they just like, bro, he messed up on his job. He ain't even go back to prison. Bro just went home. I'm gassing myself up, bucking. Now she done asked me to start doing stuff. I ain't doing it. I've been getting loose with the mouth, talking back. I'm really showing my butt up there at Wendy's, right? Because like I said, I feel like she's trying to pick on me. One day I get bold. I say I ain't going. I wake up that morning and I maybe got I think I got around 10 days left until I'm supposed to make parole or something like that, right? I wake up, they call me to go to what they call, they ain't call it work, but they called me to leave to go to Wendy's, and I told them I wasn't going. And they kind of looking at me like, what you mean you ain't going? I'm like, bro, I ain't going, man. The excuse I told them was I ain't going because I don't want to get in trouble up there. I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? I ain't, but really, I was just done with Miss Barbara. She keep on threatening me, and really, she keep acting like I'm scared of her. I'm gonna show you. I ain't. When you looking for me, I ain't gonna be there. They like, all right, cool. So I ain't go to work that day. Everything cool. I think maybe the next day, same thing. I wake up and didn't nobody say nothing. They just let me walk around the facility. Wasn't nobody on, you know what I mean? It seemed like I had kind of got away with it. We had inspection, everything. But my time's still rolling. I'm getting ready to make parole. I think later on that day or maybe the next day when they call count, everybody got to be in their room on their bunk, right? And a lot of times they do what they gonna do during count time because they know exactly where you at. They call count here, and you can't move until count clear. They call count. They came and counted us, waiting on count to clear. 4 count cleared, man. 2 officers came to my door. One of the officers, he always just talking junk, just talking, talking shit, right? He come to my door. He got the chain, got the shackles in his hand, you know, and I deal with him. I like him. We used to kick it, right? But I used to tell him the troubles I was going through at work, and he used to try to tell me like, bro, just hold it down, cause they'll send you back. Just you know what I mean, just be cool. I like, bro, it's over with. I ain't tell him I was gonna quit, but that was just how I was feeling. So when he came to the door with the shackles, you know what I mean, I was sitting on my bed and I just looked down and he just standing there with the shackles, looking at me, shaking his head. So I'm sitting on my bed and I'm like, who that for? He was like, what you do, man? I was like, oh no. I'm like, that for me? He like, bro, what you do, bro? I'm like, man, I refuse to go to work. He was like, yep, that'll get you. He was like, bro, that'll get you. You gotta, you know what I mean? How you gonna refuse to go to work? I don't know, bro. He was like, come on. So, when they bring the shackles, they bring you a jumpsuit also. Everything in your locker, all the free world stuff. I had 2 pair of Jordans. I remember I had them blue and orange Carmelos. They were jumping at the time. Everything in your locker, everything you done accumulated is going back to prison with you. You know what I mean? So they give you the jumpsuit, the jumpsuit, put say Department of Corrections on it. Got to put the white jumpsuit on. I put the jumpsuit on. They put the shackles on me. I'm talking about, man, when you march through that transitional center with shackles on, it's definitely a walk of shame. Man, you be feeling anyway, I was feeling, you know what I mean? The only thing I'm trying to stand on is now I'm feeling like Barbara really won because she keep threatening to send me to prison, and I know this what she done, you know what I'm saying? Really what I done, but you know, she made the call. They done that, you know what I mean? So I'm in there, and it's definitely a walk of shame because it's like, you know, you failed a mission, you ain't ready for society or whatever. When they put you in that little room by yourself, man, everybody come. You like in a zoo. You like an exhibit. Everybody come down there. They'll come and you know what I mean, be, put their mouth to the door. And, bro, you good, bro? You in there shackled up like, yeah, bro, I'm all right. Only thing I can say is I'll be out in 30 days. I'm really ready to cry. I don't know if I'm really gonna be out 30 days because this just parole. It ain't mandatory. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I didn't call a charge or what. Um, but and then every time somebody comes to the door to look at you, that you know what I mean, you feeling bad. The officer running away from the door. Y'all get away from there. You know what I mean? They got to run. Be like, all right, bro, I see you later. They run off and go in the chow hall, eat lunch, go get them a sandwich, some chips. They can buy stuff in it. You on your way back to slavery. Anyway, me, I'm on my way back to slavery. So it's like, dang, man. The bus come, take me to Jackson. They take me to Jackson. They take me only and go through diagnostics. They just take me to like a holding road. They take me to the holding road. Man, I ain't gonna front. When I get to Jackson, it it feel a lot different. What I mean is, um, they put me next to a guy who instantly made me grateful. Uh, they put me next to a guy and we get to talking, he asked me where I was just coming from because I came in on like an odd day, not on like a Tuesday or Thursday when they do movements in prison. So he like, where you came from? I came from the transitional center. He like, yeah. So he know that basically mean I didn't been out to the free world. I didn't been out on a parole and stuff. He got a fresh 12 years and he in diagnostics. So he been locked up like a year and a half, year, 13 months, something like that, right? So off the rip, he asked him about how the free world is, how the transitional center is. You know what I mean? Do they let you out early? Can you go to the transitional center early? I'm telling you, but you know, but you got a long time to do before that's up for you know what I mean, until that's on the plate. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing, man. I used to lay in my bed in Jackson and just listen to these boys scream and holler, knowing where they on their way to. I'm just really just waiting to get transferred to whatever prison I'm gonna go to. I'm hoping my parole still gonna make it, but I really don't know. You know what I mean? Man, them folks sent me to Dodge State Prison. Dodge State Prison. I get down there, it really wasn't that bad. Only bad part about it was a homosexual camp. So it was ran by homosexuals. It was like a whole population of homosexuals. Like there was I mean just everything like them there. It was like 60-40. You know what I mean? It was like a homosexual camp. I guess they sent the homosexuals there to be comfortable. But I think it was also a medium security camp. So one much violence going on. I stayed down in Dodge about 10 days. About 10 days, man. And they came and called my name, told me I had made parole. Now, first I was in there crying. I'm telling folk, you know what I mean? I don't know if I done messed up my parole. I'm gonna have to do the rest of my time to the door or whatever. As soon as they came and told me to pack up my stuff and I hadn't made parole, I'm back cocky again, right? I'm back cocky again. Because I know that Miss Barbara is using me as an example. Now she gonna be telling, like, when she tell Duck them, yeah, man, y'all better, you know what I mean, do this and do that. Don't be talking no junk. You see, she was calling me Red. I sent Red back to prison. He back to prison. So as soon as they call and tell me I done made parole, I'm first off, I'm already in my head, I'm already back on Terra Boulevard, going to see about Miss Barbara. Nothing crazy. I just need her to see me, right? So that's what I do. Soon as I get out, first day, I call my partner come and get me. We ride home. I'm like, bro, stop in the Wendy's for me. I want to get something to eat. But he don't really know. And it's the time, it's like it's like 12 o'clock, 1 in the afternoon at the time when the transitional centers workers will be there. I really want to go in there and show Duck, like, bro, she ain't got no power, you know what I mean? She can't stop your parole. We pull off right in there. I go right up to the counter and order my food. Duck take my order. My same partner who I know she sent me back to prison. He take my order. He like, dang, bro, what going on? I'm like, man, what going on? He like, what I'm like, yeah, they sent me back to Dodge State Prison. I was down there for about 10, 12 days. I'm like, bro, I told you, man, she can't stop your parole, bro. When you done made parole, I'm like, man, you don't do it. Cause he know I had done stopped coming. He would come to the transitional center and say like, Miss Barbara was looking for you. She said she gonna send you back to prison. I'd be like, man, she can't stop, man. So while me and Duck standing there at the counter talking, she come from behind I guess she had been watching the camera. She come from behind the back talking about, Red, go on now. Go on, Red. Go on. You ain't on the clock. Go on, Red. So, Duck sitting there, he smiling, looking like, okay, yeah, I see what's going on. I'm like, man, I'm telling her, I'm a customer. I didn't order. I'm waiting on my food. She like, you can't be talking to my workers now. I'm like, listen, I ain't no parole no more. I can talk to whoever I want to. She gonna take him to the back and put somebody else on the counter. And I guess she made them stay back there until I was gone. But really, I had done completed my little mission, my little games that we were playing. You know what I mean? She was trying to, like I said, use me for an example. So I wanted to turn it back on and use her for an example. Like, nah, she ain't got no power, man. I ain't got to let her use y'all like that. So that was the end of it, man. I think I went up there one more time and Duck was gone. I don't know if he had done made his parole or she sent them back too. You know what I mean? Man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys tapping in. I hope you like the story. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. We will go live tonight at 9 o'clock. Like I said, congratulations to my boy DJ. I'll see y'all later.